been talking to protesters that are part of British crews that have been outside Festival Hall, just been saying, we need help, we need support, it isn't just a problem in America. What are your thoughts? I'm sure you're having these conversations at the moment about the strikes. What do you think about it?
Well, look, I think everyone wants a better deal for actors, better deal for writers, a better deal for workers in general. But I mean, this is a British film, a British-Italian film, to be honest. It's sort of co-production. So we're not party to that strike. And so I think, it's like, although you want to support people, it's like, in the end, it's like, the British doctors are on strike at the moment, but the American doctors aren't on strike in support of British doctors. It's like America is a very dominant power. It's like in the film industry, America is incredibly dominant in the film industry. But this is a British, and this is a European film, and I don't think everything in Europe, we don't have to just always follow America.
I do feel like you use what you do and you tell stories that also have a wider message for us all to think about. Do you think over the years, you've changed loads in the way you want to make films and the way you want us to connect to those films?
Good question. I'm not sure. I mean, I think it's like each film you do is like its own thing, So it's not as though like, well, for me, it's like if it feels different, it's good. But whether I've changed, I hope I've changed, but I'm not sure I have.
This film, 15 years in the making.
Yes.
This is truly a passion project.
Yeah, it was. We had like 3 or 4 goes to make it. It got quite close, and then each time you put it away for a while, then you come back to it, it's like, no, I really want to make this film, and so we're really glad we finally got to make it. We had a vision with our finances, so it was great. Made it in Italy. It was a lot of fun.
This is obviously a story about race, politics, also love. Why did this, I mean, I know it's really important, but why did you feel so passionate about telling this story?
I think the context was like, it's a story set in Palestine in the 20s and 30s when Britain was the occupying power. So it's a bit of our British colonial history that I didn't know much about before we started researching it. We spent quite a lot of time researching it in Israel, and there's a lot of great archive, we watched all that. So that world was interesting because, specific historic period I didn't know anything about. I think it's a really important period. It obviously has lots of echoes now. We created a lot of situations that are still playing out now. I hope the film in a way is about tolerance. It's much better to have a disagreement where you can argue with people and discuss things politically. But obviously once violence comes into it, it forces people apart. In the end, if you end up at war, you have to choose one camp. And so Shoshana's journey goes from she starts in a place where she wants to live alongside Palestinian Arabs. She doesn't like the sort of right-wing people, she thinks fascist. She ends up almost contradicting all that because the situation has changed.
Through love.
Yes.
Thank you. Always good to talk to you.